This installation is going to be for the 2020 Tower Canopy OCU.
After viewing this video and the installation manual for the 2020 Tower Canopy, keep in mind there are approximately 3 different structural designs for the Tower Canopy. Everything you see in this video and is referenced in the installation manual may vary between installations.
Okay, the first thing you want to do is set up your Kit A for the type of installation you have. So in this case, we're going to be doing a side mount installation on the Tower OCU. So you'll pull out your power supply. And what I do normally is just use this box for garbage too. Keeps it from blowing all over the place. Take the unit out. The best part about this is you can just go ahead and use this box for all your components. Take your hardware kit, put it right inside the box. So once again, use this for your garbage. Put that aside. For side installation, make sure your photocell's on the right hand side, and take your surround bracket, bring it up through the back, set it right down. Take your offset bracket and make sure that this flange does not go past this area. This bracket does not go past this area. Set it down, grab one of your machine screws, put it in the top, put it in the bottom, put it in the center, and you want to finger start all these before you drill it in place. It might be easier to take your stubby screwdriver and start these on the other side if you can't get your fingers in. Set it in. Once again, so you can see it from this angle. And then take your cordless, put it on a ratchet setting. If you have the ratchet setting, you can start with top, center, end one, flip it over, same thing again. As long as you start these things finger tight, or I mean just with your finger first, then you're all set. Then just put it all back in the box and you're ready to go do your installation at the OCU. Okay, now we're opening the Kit B accessory. This will have everything else that you need for the installation. It'll be a general installation overview sheet. Your installation manuals. You'll have the insert panels. One's going to be for 75 cents. One's going to be for $1. Whichever one you decide to use, make sure you rip off the covering on both sides for which one you're going to use. You're going to have 2 of the cone surround panels. They're bagged. You just open them up and stick on the one you want. You're going to have your surround panel and insert panel storage case. There's instructions in here how to pop the panels in and out. Also, you'll have the Velcro that's going to go around the display when you install it. The insert panel removal key. Some hardware that you may or may not need. A couple tie wraps and a plug connector that you may or may not need. After all the installation's done, make sure you put the extra surround panel and whichever insert panel you don't use and the key, and put it inside this, and then close it up and make sure you give this to the manager when you're done with the installation. Now that we're out in the drive-through, you've got your Kit A already set up, Kit B with all your other accessories, and your tool set. Now you're ready to start the installation. Okay, on these particular installations, the first thing you want to do is remove the back panel. So use one of the nut drivers that's in your kit take the back panel off and make sure you take or have some extra screws. Sometimes they're missing on these back panels or they're stripped out and you need to add another screw, but that's also in your instruction manual to get some extra number 8, number 10 hex head 3/4 inch self-tap screws. Then inside here you can see you're going to mount the panel, the display up front here. Then you'll be able to get your wiring through here and then plug into your OCU outlet. Okay, now that you've looked through the back and know where that it's clear that you're going to be able to drill through this area, at about center of the electronic screen, you're going to want to go ahead and drill a pilot hole with a 1/8 inch drill bit. Just get it right into this corner and then drill it out. Okay, now that you got a pilot hole, you have to start making it from an 1/8 inch and then use your uni bit or the step bit that's recommended to use to make it up to a 3/8 inch hole. So when you got your pilot bit, go ahead and take the 1/8 inch out and get the number 1 step bit, pop that in, and go in the same hole. Now when you're through, make sure you've got a 3/8 inch hole with the number 1 step bit. This particular installation is one of the tougher ones because you've got a lot of metal to go through. It's soft metal, it's aluminum, but make sure you've got a 3/8 inch hole all the way through so that you can run your wire next. Okay, now that you've got your hole drilled through here at minimum 3/8 of an inch, extend your wire out, set your display down. And once again, twist these wires together. They're easier to fish through. Bend it over. Stick your wire through your hole, and then go around to the back, and your wire will be here, and just pull it out. Okay, so keep pulling your wire through. And you're going to want to leave 6 inches up in the front. And sometimes it's easier just to take your wire when you have your 6 inches up front, approximately 6 inches up front, and bring it around and wrap it around something inside the display so the wire won't slip out on you. And it'll hold the display dangling in front. Now that you got your wire through the display and approximately 6 inches here, go ahead and silicone inside the hole. I usually put a little bit underneath and on the top. Okay, here's a trick. What you ought to do is go ahead, now that you got it silicone and everything, take your number 8 self-tap screw, pop one in the top 2 screw holes so the screws are already inside and set for you. Then take the cordless, make sure you push this wire down for a drip loop, make sure the wire goes down, and make sure it's center with your display out here, and then screw in the very first screw. You'll have at least 1 screw to push in, and screw in right here. And then screw in the other ones. With 2 screws, at least you'll be able to have, if one falls out, have another one to hold it, and make sure it's center with your electronic display. Now that you got a screw in the top left-hand corner, go to the bottom and make sure it's lined up with the front of the display and everything's lined up and flush. And put in the other one. These are number 8 self-tap screws. That's it. Okay, now that you're in the back, go ahead and unwrap your wire. You can keep all this excess wire or you can cut it off. The main thing is you have enough wire here to get a good connection. If you are going to cut it off, you can cut it off and use one of the strippers that I recommend you buy, because it makes a good clean cut. And you can just take that off. Get a clean bit of wire here. Now you're ready to wire your power supply. Okay, the power supply, now hooking up your power supply. It's best to go ahead, you need more than the little bit of space that comes from the factory. So I highly recommend that you get one of these strippers. It's just easy. They're about 15 bucks, but they'll save you the time. Once you set it to the right depth, it'll cut the wire right out for you. Cut those pieces off and get yourself some clean wire. Strip your conductors back about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, now that you've got your wires stripped back, your conductors stripped back, connect your red to red. Put one of the supplied gel-filled connectors over it. And then connect your black to black. Gel-filled connector that's supplied over it. Then you can tie wrap these wires up now. So I would definitely tie these up, the connections by themselves first. And use one of the supplied white tie wraps or wire ties. Cut off your excess. Then plug it into the same outlet that the OCU is plugged into. If you don't plug it into the same outlet that the OCU is plugged into, and you get it into a switched outlet, you'll have a problem. The thing will only turn on when the lights are turned on. Plug your unit in, then go around to the front and see if it's running. Now that you've got it plugged in, you've checked out front, made sure the display is running, go ahead and tie wrap the wires up so they're out of the way. Go ahead and get your nut driver again. Put your panel back in place. Like I said when we take it off, you might want to have some extra ones. They're number 10 3/4 inch hex head. And then just reattach this. If you're missing any of these, once again, you should have an extra box of 50 in your toolkit so that you can replace them so that the back is secured. Okay, out of kit B, grab the packet with the 3 Velcro strips. And you put one on top, side, and on the bottom. Make sure they're aligned with the metal bracket and centered. So align them with the metal bracket and centered. Out of your kit B again, you'll have your surround panel. Go ahead and take it out of your plastic wrap and put it over your display. Push it down on the 3 areas where you just placed the Velcro on the bracket. Okay, once again, out of kit B, you're going to have the copper cone, insert panel, and a key, and just snap it up from the bottom and snap it in place. And to remove them, you either put the key in one of the 2 locations, the notches in the bottom. Put the key in one of the 2 notches and the panel will pop right back out. You can also put them down this way and the panel will pop right back out. Just pick a notch and use the prying method of opening a can of paint. And that's the completed install of a 2020 tower canopy and a flash light installation.